Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. As you probably saw in the title, this video is gonna be all about how to make money with your FPV drones. Me personally, I do a lot of commercial FPV work, and I think that more and more pilots have started to realize that this hobby is super expensive and they're looking for ways to try to earn some of that spent money back. I guess that some people that goes into the commercial FPV part is already filmmakers, so for them everything is a little bit more natural because they know basics about cameras and how everything works on sets and etc. But lately I have gotten a lot of messages from regular FPV pilots that are looking to find some ways to earn some money with the drones, so that's why I'm making this video, because I really want to help most people get a little kickstart on making some money with FPV drones. So anyways, I will make a lot of content like this in the nearest future, so make sure to subscribe to the channel because I will try my best answer everybody, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Let's get going with some tips. And by the way, I will also give you a bonus tip at the end. It's probably the thing that I think it's the most important when it comes to trying to get work for FPV. Let's go. So jumping straight to tip number one, that is to reach out to local businesses and potential clients that you have pretty much around yourself, and you don't have to do a lot to land the first clients. I mean, I tend to just go to some local businesses and just ask them like, hey, I do this thing and I think it would be super cool if you guys wanted to try to book me for making a video. And I know it's been a lot of discussions online regarding if you should do work for free, and me personally, I don't think the best way to do stuff is to do it completely for free. And some people might disagree for sure, but I think that if you reach out the right way, you can easily get at least a couple of $100 for projects. And the only reason why I still do some free work is that I know for a fact that I get a lot of kind of exposure back for myself. But I think it's important to know that the products we are delivering with FPV drones is pretty unique, and I think every job should have some sort of price to it. So when it comes to reaching out to local businesses, I also think it's crucial to be a little bit realistic, but also try to reach to the bigger, more known companies, because first, they are most likely to have more money to spend on project like this, and second, there is a higher chance that your videos will go viral and you will get a lot of more exposure back for it. And the third reason is that you will also get bigger names or bigger brand names to put on your portfolio, which I'm coming back to later. So that's tip number one, reach out to local businesses. And I cannot stress this enough, you are going to get a lot of no's because it's a very small niche and people might not be interested in the FPV part. And to be honest with you guys, when I still reach out to brands, I get a lot of no's because some companies and some ways people are marketing just don't fit the FPV niche. So don't be afraid of getting no's, because you are going to get a lot of no's, and yeah, that's something you gotta get used to. It's gonna feel bad at the time, but you're just gonna keep hustle and you will start landing clients. And jumping straight to tip number two, that is shooting real estate videos with your FPV drones. And the reason why I think that's important is because there is not a lot of people that are doing this these days, and I think 2021 is gonna be the best year for like boosting up the general focus on flying FPV drones for real estate. I do see a lot of cool videos these days, and I have done quite a few of those myself lately, and there is basically two reasons why I think this is a really good way to boost your career when it comes to flying FPV drones commercially. And one of the reasons is that I think real estate agents or agencies is one of the most forward-leaning people or companies when it comes to thinking new ways on how they can bring more attention to their homes or the apartments that they're selling. And I think that's very crucial when it comes to pitching in your FPV ideas. And the second reason why I think it's a super good idea to reach out to real estate companies is because it's gonna require you to be a really good shot planner. And with a shot planner, I mean that you have to really think on how you're gonna fly your FPV drone through the different homes to make it look the best. Working on getting all the rooms that are necessary, getting the flight route to look the most cinematic, highlighting the most important stuff from the homes, and also getting the view. And that's one way I think it's super easy to start thinking more about planning shoots and not just like the flying part. But a very important tip is that don't book a client and go straight there to flying to their home. Use your own home, your mom's home, your friends' homes. Just practice a lot before going to that, because my first job was inside a $600,000 home, and luckily everything went fine, but I was so stressed out because I hadn't done shots like that before. And yeah, do a lot of practice and everything will be just fine. And the third reason or tip why I think starting shooting real estate is a very nice way to get into the commercial work is that you can reach out to a real estate agency and say like, so I'm trying to implement this into my work and I'm willing to give you a discount on 2-3 jobs, and if you like the product I deliver, we can discuss further about deals, etc. And that is a really nice way to land your first paying clients. It's not gonna be thousands of dollars, but it's a start, and I think it's a super way to get started. And the third tip I have is to actually reach out to other filmmakers and production teams. And when I say reach out to filmmakers and production companies, I would just start with local ones. So reach out to local filmmakers and production companies and just say, hey, I've been flying FPV for some while now and I'm looking into getting into the commercial side of it. I think bringing FPV clips into your production is gonna enhance the production value, which is super important to say, because you gotta convince the filmmakers and the production teams to think that they will benefit from your product. You can't reach out and be like, I need work, I need this, because they don't gonna think that they will get something out of it. And don't expect them to give you super high-end paying client work right away, because they probably gonna need to do some test projects. But that's a super way on how to get started as a FPV filmmaker commercial pilot, because you will also be able to join other filmmakers and production teams on sets and learn a lot from that. I have actually done this a lot lately, just hiring myself out to bigger production just as the drone pilot and delivering both FPV drones and also like inspire shots. But my mindset is also set to think that not every production ever needs FPV drones, so sometimes I just do commercial boring drone work. It's not boring, it's quite fun to fly this drone, but anyways, reaching out to filmmakers and production teams is a very good way on how to get work and working with bigger sets, and I think that's a super way to go. Jumping straight to the next one, number 4, that is stock footage. And I know that a lot of people that think about stock footage think about like super boring stuff like a woman drinking coffee while reading newspaper at the cafeteria, which I used to do myself before I started thinking like, maybe it's possible to implement FPV to the stock footage market. And lately I've been shooting a lot of stock footage, and you might think like, why do you go out and shoot stock footage? I'm not. Wherever you go, fly one battery and think stock footage. Lately, when I was with Håkon and Philip in the northern part of Norway, we were flying a lot of different drones, and what I started thinking was that we are at this amazing location, why don't we just get some stock footage, upload it, because let's be freaking honest guys, it's free to upload stock footage, it doesn't cost anything. The stock footage sites take a couple of bucks from each sale, but I think it's a fantastic way to make money because it's a passive income, you don't have to do anything, you just happen to be at some nice locations, just fly some more and get some stock footage because yeah, it's free. And if you want to learn more on how I shoot stock footage, leave a comment in the comments and I would probably make a video about it because it's underrated. And let me be super clear, I have not made a lot of money from stock footage. I think since 2019 I've made probably $300 from it, but you can be super lucky if some higher end companies buy your stock footage for TV work, etc. And it's free to upload, so I don't see the reason why you shouldn't. Jumping to the last and 5th tip, that is actually to try to land regular video jobs and implement FPV for that kind of jobs. Which sounds weird because you want to build yourself as a FPV pilot and you want to just go there and deliver FPV footage, but to be honest, FPV is a very small niche and sometimes it is way easier to pitch a video idea and implement the FPV work instead of just selling the FPV package. I've done this a few times myself, and I think it's a good way to include FPV work with regular video work. And I always think it's cool when I see video productions that have included some FPV clips. And I'm gonna tell you about one of the jobs I did lately. That was a company pretty big in Norway, can't tell you about it right now, but they deliver Wi-Fi, mobile services all around Norway, probably the biggest. I'm too bad at this, I probably spoiled it already. They reached out and told me like, we need this and this, and what we did after some discussion was that we included some FPV clips, not a lot. I think probably a second or two of the video is gonna be with FPV drones, but it was still a fantastic way for me to actually bring some FPV to the team, show them what this was like. And even that FPV wasn't the main thing that I was gonna deliver, I still managed to squeeze in some FPV. But as I said earlier, that was because I felt like FPV was needed for that type of pace of the video, and I didn't force FPV clips on them because I don't want to be that guy. But at least they included a second or two, and I'm happy. But that was actually my 5 tips, but hold on, I have a bonus tip for you. And that is something people are forgetting about when they're thinking that I can try to make some money out of FPV, and here's the tip. You gotta build your portfolio. I know that a lot of people think it's a boring thing, but for me, that has helped me so much on landing clients. And I think today in 2021, the most important things to build is your Instagram account and a web page. And a web page is especially very underrated. A lot of people are like, I don't use a web page because that's old school, nobody's looking at the web anymore. But I can assure you that bigger production companies and clients are looking at the web pages, and my personal experience is that they judge filmmakers and FPV pilots and drone pilots based on your portfolio. Which sounds incredibly stupid, but that is actually true. So building your web page, I know it's boring, but do it. Get in. And every time you've done a job, include it in the portfolio. Even if it's not your favorite work, just include it, because some people might see it and think, I need this for my shop or my company. So include the best parts you got and you will land more clients for sure. And also Instagram is super important. I've seen a lot of pilots getting jobs lately just because they posting continuously on Instagram and they're making reels, and they're building their brand on a platform that is not a web page, which I think is super cool. And I know that you guys probably think, what about Facebook? Me personally, I think Facebook is broken, but I will try to be better posting on Facebook because it is still a platform that a lot of people are using. So yeah, I should be better at that. But mainly web page, Instagram, and just reaching out to companies, production teams, filmmakers, and you will land your first job in a split second. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.